when the Lord comes, that's his judgment. We just read earlier, the Lord is known by the judgment which he executes. It's not he pops out at your window, hey, I'm here. No, man. That's your close ones where you ultimately get put to death. You see? That's the light shut down in your place, man. There's no more light.
See? Well, the people in Texas a couple weeks ago, they had a nice preview of what was going to happen, you know? Ultimately, it's because even the government wants wants you to trust in them and not trust in the Lord. See, those stimulus checks and all this is just to get you, you know, how can I say, get you comfortable with them, you know, and at ease. You know, to put your trust in them and not the Lord.
Yeah, that's you feeling, walking with an empty stomach, man. You see? And you have children, you can't feed them. See? And your only solution is to eat them, man. That's what it's gonna come down to, man.
Cannibalism. Yeah. They shall eat their flesh.
Well, it said, the scripture said, the Lord shall break the staff of bread of the wicked. Famine is tough, man. You see, try fasting for a couple of days, man. These Edomites, they don't know about that.
You see? They're so used to McDonald's, drive-thrus, and all that stuff, you know? Yeah. They don't understand, man. They don't know what's going to happen.
You see, the scripture said they have lived deliciously, man.
You see how the concept of rain was foreign to the people of in the time of Noah. That concept was foreign unto them. You know, fasting right now, famine, it's a foreign idea. It's a foreign concept for these people nowadays. They don't get it. They don't even see it. They don't even see it as a possibility. Yeah, Baruch 4:24. Like as now, the neighbor of Zion. Baruch 4:25. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from the Most High. For thine enemy hath persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction, and shalt tread upon his neck.
Ooh, see? So we can't be afraid to say, hey, listen, man, Esau, you're going to slavery, you're going to be put to death.
That's right.
You see?
Yeah, that's right.
And we'll step on your blood, man. You see? Because these things will come to pass. All we're doing, prophecy, the word prophesying means to say before. We're just saying before what's going to happen.
So don't be mad at us, man.
The book of Isaiah 24, verse 18. And it shall come to pass that he who fleeth from the noise of the fear shall fall into the pit. And he that cometh up out of the midst of the pit shall be taken in the snare. For the windows from on high are open, and the foundations of the earth do shake. The earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard.
The earth, hey, that's the impact of these nuclear missiles, man. The Lord said, not only will I shake, and we'll get that in Hebrews 11, He's going to shake it once again.
The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage.
You see? So it's going to be a great earthquake, man. The greatest earthquake ever witnessed. Go on.
And the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall, and not rise again. And it shall come to pass in that day, that the Lord, YAHAWASHI, shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. And they shall be gathered together, as prisoners are gathered in the pit, and shall be shut up in the prison, and after many days shall they be visited.
You see? So, hey, that's all prophecy. We'll hold that still, because that's heavy. You see? As the brother brought up earlier, that we're going to bind them with chains, man, and fetters of iron. See? Read that again now. Last verse.
And they shall be together as prisoners. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones.
Right, when it's talking about the host of the high ones, is the wicked elites, man. Those that are really controlling this world. You want?
that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. And they shall be gathered together, as prisoners are gathered in the pit.
Right, because they're gonna live in those, dwell in those bunkers. When the Lord's gonna shoot those missiles, they're not gonna be touched, man. They're gonna be hidden, you know, in those bunkers, man. You see, in the cleft of the rocks. Go on.
And shall be shut up in the prison, and after many days they shall be visited.
See, and as we come down, New Jerusalem comes down, us in our new bodies, we're gonna go seek them. Man. Oh, the scriptures say he's gonna turn the fishers into hunters. Man.
That's right.
Go on.
Then the moon shall be confounded, and the sun ashamed, when the Lord of hosts shall reign in his Mount Zion, and in Jerusalem, and before his ancients gloriously. Amen.
Oh yeah. You know, people use over the top.
Quick precept to back up what the brother was saying
Bring it
earlier.
out, right?
This is Psalms chapter 58, verse 10. The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked. So that a man shall say, verily there is a reward for the righteous. Verily he is a power that judgeth in the earth. So like I said, we're going to wash our feet in the blood of the wicked. You know, we're going to put these wicked Edomites and Edens to death, finally, after all this time, you know. And the Lord's judgment is going to be proclaimed and known across the four corners of the earth. You know, the whole world's going to see it.
Hebrews 12 and 24. And YAHAWASHI, the mediator of the new covenant, and to the blood of sprinkling, that speaketh better things than that of Abel, see that ye refuse not him that speaketh.
Yeah, don't refuse Yahawashi, because he is the way to he is the bridge to salvation. Go on.
For if they escape not, who refused him that spake on the earth, much more shall not we escape if we turn away from him that speaketh from heaven.
Right, because you got prophets that put certain men to death. David put a lot of men to death, you see, in righteousness. So Solomon put men to death in righteousness. If you didn't escape these men, how are you going to escape Yahawashi?
That's right.
Go on.
Whose voice then shook the earth, but now he had promised, saying, yet once more I shake not the earth only, but the heavens also.
See?
That's right.
It's going to be a great shaking.
Even the heavens also can signify the beats.
Yeah.
They're going to fall.
Yeah, fall from heaven. Yeah, fall from heaven. Yeah, well, yeah. I've seen Satan as light fall down from heaven. I've seen Satan as light fall down from heaven. You know that?
If Christians confuse, Lucifer, how thou art fallen from heaven, they confuse that for the story, the fable of the angels rebelling against God. When the scriptures say that the angels do Yahweh's will, and they can't transgress the Lord. You know, that shows you that the Christians, they don't have true understanding.
Hey, Christianity is true, man. You might as well throw that in the garbage.
It's a heavy
That's
drug,
right.
man. You have to put that away. It's a heavy drug.
It's worse than crack. It's
see?
really worse than crack.
You keep coming back every week for more lies, man. How bad is that, man? You know? Okay, verse 27. And this word,
Like you know he's a pedophile, but you want to sit. You want to sit and listen to him.
your son is your kids, you know, for Sunday lessons, you know? What the
He just brings your friends, you know? But you want to come back and listen. Come on, man.
And they'll actually get mad at the kid if they try to tell their parents. They'll try to keep them quiet, keep them down low. You know?
And also, even when they don't, they say that, oh, I had to forgive them for what they did.
No, see, they lack understanding. You see?
You'll forgive the pastor, the pedophile pastor, but you won't forgive your brother or sister. You know? petty reasons too.
That's another result of white supremacy. Yeah, yeah.
The book of Haggai 2 verse 6. For thus said the Lord, YAHAWASHI of hosts, yet once it is a little while, and I will shake the heavens, and the earth, and the sea, and the dry land.
That's the spirit. That's right.
That's right.
And I will shake all nations,
Go on.
and the desire of all nations shall come. And I will fill this house with glory, said the Lord, YAHAWASHI of hosts. The silver is mine, and the gold is mine, said the Lord of hosts. The glory of his latter house shall be greater than of the former. It's heavy. The glory of his latter house shall be greater than of the former, said the Lord, YAHAWASHI of hosts. And in this place will I give peace, said the Lord of hosts. And the 24th day of the 9th month, in the 2nd year of Darius, came the word of the Lord by Haggai the prophet.
Baruch 4:27. Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto the Most High, for ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. For as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High, so being returned, seek him 10 times more.
Yeah, seek him 10 times more, man. So you have to go hard for this, man. See? You have to go hard for this truth, man. Go on.
For he that had brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy again with your salvation. Take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee. Miserable are they that afflict thee and rejoice at thy fall.
Get the definition of miserable.
Miserable are the cities which thy children have served.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Read that again.
Miserable are they that afflicted thee and rejoice at thy fall. Miserable are the cities which thy children served. Miserable is she that received thy sons. For as she rejoiced at thy ruin and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation.
Definition of miserable: wretchedly unhappy or uncomfortable.
Wretchedly. He said wretchedly. Unhappy. That's a low state. That's hell, man. That's hell for these Edomites. You see? Go on.
That shit on that.
Wretchedly unhappy. Go on.
Verse 34, for I will take away thy rejoicing, I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning. For fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, long to endure, and she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time. O Jerusalem, look about thee towards the east, and behold the joy that cometh unto thee from the Most High.
The book of Revelations 18 verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven, saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahawashi hath remembered her iniquity. reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. And the cup which she hath filled, fill her double.
So we're going to repay them double for the atrocities that they've committed.
How much she hath glorified herself,
How much she?
hath glorified herself, and lived deliciously.
She lived deliciously, man. By keeping you like slavery. You see, they've got rich off your struggle. They've gotten rich off your misery.
So much torment and sorrow give her.
Yeah.
For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day.
Yeah, in one day. Go on.
Death and mourning.
Ooh, read that again, huh?
Death and mourning.
Yeah, death and mourning. That's what the Lord has reserved for these Edomites, man. For Babylon, right? Like the brother said, it's justice. You see, it's not like it just it came out of nowhere. Why is the Lord doing this? You see, no, man. Once again, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. Therefore, he needs to be judged for his actions.
And famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire.
Yeah, she shall be utterly melted, man. You see, by way of fire. Go on.
For strong is the Lord YAHAWAH and YAHAWASHI, who judges her. Yeah. Come on, there's a little more than that.
Bring it up. Bring it up.
Verse 9. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning.
Yeah, Khan. So these other nations are going to look upon Babylon, America, and they're going to be well for her. Why? Because they've made profit off Babylon as well. All nations have profited off Babylon. You see? And who made Babylon rich, man? The Israelites, man. You see, it's not a mystery. Well, you say something?
Not all nations have drunken up Babylon's wine.
That's right.
Everyone benefited of the wickedness. Ezekiel 30 and 16.
You got something? 45. Oh yeah, you got that Zephaniah? Zephaniah, you're there, right?
Yeah.
One in the 13. This is the day of vengeance.
Ezekiel 25 and 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, I will also stretch out mine hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it. And I will make it desolate from to man, and they of the Dan shall fall by the sword.
Right. Command is talking about Germany. You see, all these, there's no Edomites that's going unscathed. You see, all Edomites will be touched. You're not going to see Edomite walking freely, saying, I was righteous. Go on.
And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hands of my people Israel. And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury. And they shall know my vengeance, said the Lord power.
They shall do according to his anger and his fury. The fear of the Most High, man. The Almighty power. The Omnipotent. The one that controls all things, man. You see? We're going to judge them according to his anger and his fury.
On Habakkuk 2, verse 12.
Bring it out.
Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establisheth a city by iniquity.
Yeah, Khan, and they established this. This country was built by blood, by the blood of the Israelites, man. You see? The Gadites. You see? And shall your sins go unpunished? Go on. The Lord said, woe unto you. Woe meaning destruction. And that's it, man. There's no discussion. Go on.
Behold, it is not of the Lord of hosts
That's it.
that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall worry themselves for very vanity. For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord. YAHAWAH and His.
That's right. Now truth is flourishing, man, from all corners, man. You see, you got right. These Christians right now are coming against the Israelites, man, trying to find ways to debunk the truth. But we just read earlier, you cannot go against the truth, man. You can't do nothing against the truth but for the truth. You see, as they're fighting against the truth, they're only making this grow, man. Now people are wondering, who are the Edomites? Because the scriptures say the Lord is going to put down the last nation that will be in power is the nation of Edom. So we have to figure out who is that nation. But what these people suffer from is cognitive dissonance. They can't accept the truth, man. Even if you give them the whole truth, they can't accept it. Isaiah 62.
As the waters cover the sea, for the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord, YAHAWAH and His, as the waters cover the sea. That's it.
The earth shall be filled, so it's going to be flooded with truth. You see, from all sides. NFL players, they're hiring Christian evangelists to promote Christianity to these NFL players, to debunk what they call Hebrew Israelism, Black Hebrew Israelism. Come on, man. Christianity is through, man. You see, it's either you're with this or listen, man, you're gonna get put to death. That's it, man. No, that's a fact. That's a fact. There's no gray area with the Lord, man. Either you're with the YAHAWAH and His, or you're with Esau, Edom. And we've seen the judgment of the Lord. We've seen the judgment that is waiting the Edomites.
This is Romans chapter 3, verse 3.
Ooh, yeah, that's beautiful.
For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh without effect?
What if you didn't believe? Is it gonna put away the prophecies?
Yahweh forbid.
God forbid, man. No, it's not. You see, you can't go against me. The Lord controls all things, man.
Yea, let Yahweh be true, but every man a liar.
Right.
As it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged.
Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 14. The great day of the Lord is near. It is near and hasteneth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness.
That must have went over the heads of the so-called pastors, man. Because they're not preaching that, man. They're preaching that, you're going to receive hugs and kisses. You're going to be playing jumping jacks. And, you're going to be, holding hands and doing all kind of weird stuff. But it's going to be all love when the Lord comes back. But what they say again? When the day of the Lord is going to be like what?
That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation.
A lot of people will be surprised, man.
A day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high tower. And I will bring distress upon men, and I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Most High. And their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath. But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy. For he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land.
Yeah, the Lord shall make a speedy riddance. So he said, in 1 hour shall it be desolate. See, you know, it says it takes about 30 minutes for a nuclear missile from Russia to get to America. You're trying to get in your car. If I can make it to Cornwall,
No, they skipped the stretch.
The book of 2nd Ezra 15, verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. So, man.
That's coming more and more true with the vaccine passports.
That's right.
You see? More and more, you know, even to the point where they brought out those curfews, brought out those, what's it called, those quarantines, and now they want to set it up to the point where if you don't take the vaccine, you're not going nowhere.
That's right. That's the next precept right there. That's the spirit. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
so when you're hungry, there's nothing you won't do.
Don't think your neighbor Jeffrey is not going to come knocking in your house, you know, to break in your house, knock you out, you know, empty your fridge. You don't think it's going to be all peace and love that day.
Break it.
See how they say, hide your kids, hide your wife? You better hide your kids and hide your wife that day, man. Yo, Jeffrey's coming in with horns on his head, man. Malachi 4? Malachi 4 and 1?
She's slowing down traffic. Catch you asleep, man.
That's the spirit. That's the spirit. Malachi 4 and 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, said the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root or branch. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with the healing in his wings, and ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall.
Nine. 2nd Ezra 6, verse 27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched.
So his deception is not working. So he's trying to do all sorts of deception. He's not going to deceive the man of the Lord.
As for faith, it shall flourish.
Woo! So faith is going to increase for the man of the Lord. Because wisdom and knowledge is amongst us. YAHAWASHI is amongst us. The light is with us.
As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which hath been so long without fruit, shall be declared.
See, the truth which has been so long without fruit shall be declared. See, because this devil has extended himself as a rebate tree, like the scripture say. Psalm 117. We always bring it up, but that's a heavy scripture. It says, I've seen the wicked in great power, and exalting himself as a rebate tree. See?
So wherever that shadow hits, you know, it's to block the light.
Yeah, God. See? And then, like the brother read, he says the God.
2 Ezra 6, verse 28. As for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which had been so long without fruit, shall be declared.
Truth which had been so long without fruit shall be declared. See, that's why the truth is being spread on all corners, man. You got it in Romans 10. Psalms 19. Psalms 19 as well. That's it. Psalm 19. Bring it up.
The book of Luke 21, verse 26. Men's hearts failing them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. So,
Yeah, look up. When we see these signs come to pass, the prophecies come to pass, we're comforted by these things. That's YAHAWASHI, comforting us.
Look toward the south, the east. Romans 10 and 18. But I say, have they not heard?
Have they not heard?
Yes, verily, their sound went into all the earth.
See, the word went to all the earth. The sound went to all the earth. The scripture said prophesy to the wind. Go on, read that again. Yeah.
But I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily, their sound went into all the earth, and their words unto the ends of the world.
Read that. Yeah, that line.
Matthew 24 and 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
See, this gospel is executing what it was set out to do, which is to be preached to all the world as a witness. See, and then shall the end come. See, the end of the world is talking about the end of this rulership. See, the end of the rulership of the Edomites, so-called white men. Psalm 19.
Bring it out.
Psalms chapter 19. The heavens declare the glory of Yahweh, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge.
Yeah, day unto day uttereth speech. Because you have brothers, right now I was bringing the word of Yahawah by Hashem Yahushai. In Europe, it's morning, I believe. You see? But you might have brothers that are prophesying, you see, on their computers, dropping epistles, you see? So this word is like the brother said, it's living waters, man. It's constantly, or the brother brought it up as see? The devil, the spirit of the Lord will be spread as water, as a flood. What's the paraphrase? It is doing what it was set out to do. It's flooding the truth, it's flooding the world.
Yeah, Hebrews 4. Oh, you're done with that?
Verse 3, there is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard.
See? So now you have brothers that are prophesying in Spanish. Brothers prophesying in Creole, in Patois. Brothers prophesying in English, French. You see, all different languages, man. Russian, Italian. You see? Read that again.
There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard.
God, and that's a cut to you people thinking that the Israelites all look the same. No, man. And that's in the book of Acts, where they were wondering, oh, how come these men are speaking our languages, speaking different languages? Acts chapter 2, I believe. You see? The Lord has done a magnificent work by spreading his prophets throughout the whole world. Go on. And that's mainly the word is being heard by way of the internet, by way of the YouTube channels. Whoa, the channels? Like Waters? Come on, man.
Oh. Live streams.
Yeah, man. The Lord is magnificent.
I swear, we'll be like 2 seconds. Like, you stay, you'll be okay. Okay.
Their line is, verse 4, their line is gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. In them hath he set a tabernacle for the sun, which is as a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, and rejoiceth as a strong man to run a race. His going forth is from the end of the heaven, and his circuit unto the end of it.
Hebrews 4:2. For unto us was the gospel preached, as well as unto them. But the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it. Hebrews 4:2. For unto us was the gospel preached, as well as unto them.
As well as unto them. So they all heard. So it was heard unto us and unto them, but it wasn't the same reception. So those that are in the sanctuary, didn't receive this word. See? Whether you were a believer, see, you hearken to the prophets. Whether you were a prophet, a teacher, you see? You accepted the word. You accepted, and it starts with the name. You accept the name of Yahawah. You accept the name of YAHAWASHI. And that's the key of knowledge, man. Without his name, you can't do nothing.
But the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it.
Right. They didn't have faith. They didn't have faith in the name.
Master King.
Oh, he's picking up.
He's picking up. Master, let's see.
I think he finally found his pride.
Found his answer. Found the answer. He found the answer. Did he?
Book of Colossians 1, verse 23. If ye continue in the faith, grounded and settled, and be not moved away from the hope of the gospel, which ye have heard, and which was preached to every creature which is under heaven.
Let's read that again. See, you can't make this up, man. And you can't escape the word of Yahawah and Yahawashi. Go on. Read that again.
Colossians 1,